Und dabei kann es weitergehen mit Let's Play Fake Order. Ich bin das Felix. Beim letzten Mal sind wir hier weiter mit unserem Versuch dabei gewesen, in das Museum einzubringen. Wir haben nicht so viel erfahren, muss man leider sagen, aber immerhin haben wir in Erfahrung gebracht, dass selbst die Wachen hier sehr sich überlegen, was hier los ist, denn irgendwas stimmt ja an diesem Museum nicht, besonders wenn man sich überlegt, wie viele bewaffnete Wachen hier sind. Nun würde ich mal sagen, geht es weiter und wir schauen uns an, was uns im nächsten Akt des Chaldea Boys Events Holy Grail Fantasy für Amerikanisches Giro and Slapstick Museum Section 4 Horse de Vaux Aperitif or Appetizer hier erwartet. They are free now. 4 things you need to see something. Preparation, that is, a plan. Flexibility, the ability to react to changing circumstances. An exit strategy, to ensure you always have a way out no matter what happens. And finally, the most important thing, which is truly essential for successful haste, luck. Good work today, everyone. I indeed am volunteering at the museum's infirmary. Is that a good thing? I think so. I agree. You did a wonderful job of infiltrating the museum. As I told you before, conduct myself as though I were a doctor, remember. As far as I can tell, the curator doesn't seem to be a mage. But the fact that the singularity is definitely making things harder. Incidentally, he doesn't seem to be a master either. I didn't sense any connection between him and the mysterious worker I fought whatsoever. Wait, hold on. That can't be right. I mean, no, roach servants exist, so it's not particularly surprising for those servants to be summoned here. But there's no way they obey the curator guy if he wasn't their master. Not necessary. I can think of one way around the rule. He could have asked the Holy Grail for the power to control them. Isn't that kind of a backwards way of doing things? Yes, I suppose it is. While it might be easier in one sense, the servants can't drain the magic energy without a normal contract. Simply having the Holy Grail grant a wish like that certainly wouldn't make him their master. Not to mention, they would turn on him in an instant at the slightest blunder. Maybe he's just confident in his ability to control servants. Or he simply doesn't care what happens to himself. Yes, that might be it. Definitely strength to be found when one is willing to throw away the life. It is far from a lasting strength, and you lose it all the instant you fear for your life. But if you can ignore the risks and keep it up, well, it would certainly make a daunting opponent. And he definitely values that museum's reputation more than its own. Which means Voyager pointing out their shield of Achilles they have on display counterfeit was bad. Not at all, it was excellent. Once the curator hears about it, he'll be by his side himself. Any collector who wants their prized art collection to be recognized would feel the same. Very true. I was able to watch the curator briefly while I was working as a doctor. And it was clear that he cares a great deal about the relics he displays. Maybe you should try telling him you should try telling him you trust Henry Sanson. He might put you on display too, as long as you show him some proof. I pass. I have no desire to stand around all day, being gawked at like a figure at a wax museum. Something wrong? Oh no, not at all. I think I may have just seen our way in is all. Sanson, did you find out if the curator has a favorite hero? Apparently he doesn't. He claims he wants to collect everyone from fearsome gods of war to influential artists to screwed kings, regardless of the race, nationality or time period. I see. So that's why those are arranged to emphasize. What the curator is constantly talking about how the world can't get enough heroes. Well, he's not wrong there. Then that should be our way to pass the 3 obstacles. If the curator cares about heroes that much, then do you think he would take a look at any relic that comes his way regardless of how credible it is? Yes, I definitely do. Though if what Voyager said is true, he doesn't seem to have any real ability to determine authentic himself. Maybe, maybe not. I suspect it's more that he cares about collecting relics of heroes so much that authenticity no longer matters to him. I see. He must figure that it doesn't matter if a relic is authentic or not, as long as its efficiency are inspiring. Indeed. As if we bring in a relic of our own, we should definitely be able to get closer to him. Let's give it a shot, shall we? Saying we donate some of our weapons or noble phantasms? I'm afraid my noble phantasm might be too big for that. My executioner's sword isn't anything special either. There are hundreds just like it from the time period. I don't have any weapons. I could donate either too bad. Hey, my little brother. Just as much of a hero as anyone. Don't fight my little brother. That goes for you too, big brother. High five. Ich und mein boy Voyager. You two are free taking the hot sibling thing, haven't you? At any rate, I guess my dagger's probably the safest bet then. It should have at least some value, since it's almost slit Xiangdi's throat. Then again, there's nothing special to look at either. It's just an ordinary run-of-the-mill dagger. No, that should be perfect. Let's go with it. Even though we don't know anyone who can verify it's authentic. Sure we do. In fact, he's closer than you might think. You mean me? That's right. From now on, you're Voyager the Genius Appraiser. It's perfect. Wow, you're serious. I can't wait to see how this turns out. Oh. Now it's settled. We're going to create a backstory for our resident Genius Appraiser. He'll need an ID, newspaper articles, honor, reputation, and so on and so forth. We need Chaldea's help to fake all of his conventionally, of course. Now then, let's get started, shall we? Be warned, we have a lot of work ahead of us. Being a phantom thief is almost like a full-time job in its own right. You're telling me. Alright, let the Foragers begin. Wieso muss ich jetzt schon wieder kämpfen? Leute, Mann, die Kämpfe machen einfach random keinen Sinn, Mann. Um Voyager zu verklickern, dass er kämpfen muss, muss ich ihn besiegen. Voyager, du verstehst es einfach nicht. Du musst kämpfen. Aber ich mag nicht kämpfen. Kämpfen tut weh. Du musst kämpfen oder sterben, du so Sound, Mann. Keine Ahnung, Mann. Egal. Wurscht. Wir machen das auf die gute alte Draufart. Ich packe ja immer aktuell gerne meinen Proto-Autor rein. Wie ihr seht, nicht nur weil er Chaldea Boy Servant Year 1, Year 2, 2018, also Year 3 eigentlich, Servant ist, sondern, also zumindest sein Outfit, sondern einfach, weil ich traurig bin, dass ich sein White Dress nicht habe, aber ich finde, das sieht viel cooler aus. Genau, gib mir die Kraft, Voyager, ich weiß nicht für was, aber gib sie mir. Und inzwischen zumindest habe ich jetzt auch seine Strengthening gemacht für seinen ersten Skill. Oh, dem ist doch super Ladstein der Gegner. Das heißt, wir haben hier sehr fettes Bastard, Mann. Also komm. Aber es ist halt schon lang. Black Rail, meine Freunde. Black Rail, meine Freunde. Not bad, meine Freunde. Not bad. Eigentlich schon. Aber immerhin, ich weiß nicht. Ich freue mich, dass ich ihn habe. Leider hat er halt im Endeffekt keine Verwendung, weil ich halt einfach sexy Übersnake Ibuki habe. Deswegen ist mein Bedarf an Buster Sabern etwas gering. Alright, that's enough for now. Let's pick this back for tomorrow. Even a Phantom Thief's journey begins with a single step after all. Good night, Master. Sleep tight. Good night. Ich könnte auch einschlafen, liebe Leute. Es ist schon 10:15, aber der Max muss das Kapitel unbedingt aufnehmen. Alright, can I ask you something, Shiro? Of course, Is this about the apple of discord? I was just wondering why you should just hold on to it. Because just being a good person or valuing order won't be enough to stop the apple from potentially showing discord. Whereas you're one of the very few servants who have been entrusted with hope for the future and nothing more. Everything here makes it clear that you're simply trying to deliver a message, not to pick fight with the universe. And since the original lies solely in good, positive thoughts, the very concept of discord should be alien to you. At least that was my thinking. Then again, maybe that's what I wanted to believe, since I've always admired space and the stars myself. Got it, thanks Shiro. I promise I'll take good care of it. No, that all. Thank you, Voyager. Guter kleiner Voyager, braver kleiner Voyager. Nee, Voyager ist ein guter Boy, Mann. Kann man nichts gegen den Kleinen sagen. Und ich glaube, ihm macht es einfach Spaß, dass man hier Story hat außerhalb seines Events, was er auf jeden Fall verdient hat. Also, stehst wieder auf. Das Chaldea. We are done with the forged newspaper articles. I'm sending you the files now. There are less spells on them, so that the layout of the articles themselves makes the reader more susceptible to charms. Here are the headlines we came up with. Genius of Prior, Voyager sees through a Da Vinci counterfeit. Attachment article. Voyager, Bioprizer discovers the Colossus of Rhodes, lost head. Voyager, youngest appraiser in history, shares joys of finding the real historical verdicts. Isn't this a little much? Oh, you guys really went out. These are great. Oh wow. Reading those even makes me think. Oh yeah, Voyager really is an expert at appraising antiques and artifacts, isn't he? Please keep it together. The Salvador must never get asked to work like this, so they were very excited. This article is great. I knew the modern era was all about marketing. Information is what sets the real thing apart from all the fakes. With the right information, even imitations can match or even surpass the originals in quality and reputation. Not that that's a good thing, mind you. Let's see here. Voyager declares direct current, the ultimate form of electricity. Hey, knock it off, Edison. This serious forgery we are doing here. Are your writers done with the next column yet? It's almost time to hit publish. Just give me 5 more minutes. No, make it at ours. The muse of columnist has yet to grace with a person. This is sicher Anderson. Somebody summon an editor in here. Thank you, Mesh. Please convey my sincerest gratitude to all the others as well. Of course. Is there anything else I can do? Now that you mention it, yes there is. Could you let me talk to Professor Moriarty and Zhengling? No problem. Do you need help for something? Yes, I do. We are all young, naive and innocent after all. If we are going to engage in wrongdoing, we should try to learn from the best first. Naive? Innocent? Us? Well, does you definitely know a thing or two about deception. Der Moriarty besonders, gell? I must say, dear boy, I'm a bit hurt that you think to call on me for such a delightful caper. Oh yeah, my bad. What kind of apology is that? I heard you have need of Zualang's knowledge. That's right. I'd like you two to come up with a backstory for the stagger. So I want to prove to the curator that Jinkei's dagger is the same one uses in her attempt on Shihangdi's life, huh? I see. As I recall, the dagger is said to have been treated with poison. In which case, that poison will need to show up during the appraisal process. That might be kind of tricky, yes, since I used cedar poison. That's where forgery aspect comes in. History books say that the dagger was made with a blade tempered with poison. However, it is very likely that repoisoning would lose its potency during the tempering process. In which case another coating of poison must have been applied to the blade after it was tempered. So that's the story we go with. Then what kind of poison should we use? Let's see, given what you have been available at the time, I'd say botulinum or Wolfsbane would be most appropriate. Whatever, I don't think it matters much either way. But it really is possible to think there would still be any poison left on the blade after over 2000 years. I'm afraid you're thinking about this all backwards. To convince the curator of the daggers of Fantasy, whatever the reason may be for it, there must still be a poison left on this blade. You see, we are going to create a kind of artifact typically reserved for the greatest of legends. Jinkei, your assassination attempt failed and you paid with your life. But the Emperor was so impressed by your bravery that your dagger was secretly brought for the treasury for safekeeping. Once the Qin Empire had fallen and the Han Dynasty taken its place, the new Emperor would no doubt be at loss as to what with a dagger that nearly took Queen Shihongdi's life. Part of him no doubt wished to commend your bravery in fighting against the same oppression he did. But as Emperor, he certainly couldn't afford to be seen to endorse the notion of regais. As a result, he would be unable to dispose of the daggers and unable to disclose his existence. I suspect only a few of his most trusted retainers would have been told of the dagger's origins. Alright, I think the backstory should get us up to the right before the later Han Dynasty was established. What about the rest of the time between then and now? That could be more difficult. During the fall of the Qin Dynasty, the Red Eyebrows set fire to Chang'an and made off with its treasure. If Jinkei's daggers really had been stored there, it would definitely have been lost at the time. Not to mention that wasn't the only time Chang'an was caught in the middle of war. So I'm not seeing a way that relic from the Qin Dynasty could possibly have been preserved. We could forge a record of its storage, but that'd certainly only be more plausible. What to do? At times like this, my good man, I found it's best to simply go for it, as they say nowadays. Alright, I might have an idea. How does this strike you? I see. It does seem like it could work, but... Indeed, we have to send another servant your way to complete the deception. Alright, I do wish I could have gone myself. Be careful to choose the right person for the job. I do it myself, but I'm afraid I might not be terribly convincing in the role. In that case... Rufen wir einen weiteren Servant? Yes, I'd agree. He should do nicely. All that aside, Amakasa Shiro. Yes? You're quite the villain yourself, aren't you? Haha, putting the ethics of it aside, I'd like to think this is a most peaceful solution to this problem. And you're a firm believer of thou shalt not steal? Let's just say it all depends on context. Hahaha. I didn't know you two were friends. We're not. We're barely even civil to each other. There's nothing we have in common. Our beliefs, our principles, our motives, our methods, our process, our development, our conclusion. We could not be more different. Well said. Honestly, if we weren't both part of Chaldea, I would have used my no phantasm on the first chance I got. Well then, I stand corrected. It seems we do have at least one thing in common. If we can't see eye to eye, then we each have to ensure the other one never sees the light of another day. Leaving the principles of Wicked aside, I agree, he should be a good fit too, but I'm not sure how convincing he can act. Oh, I'm not worried about that. We're not asking him to be someone he's not. After all he needs to do is perform the same role he always has. It should be much easier than actually acting. Oh, and there's one more thing I'd like to ask of him. Ja, wer denn, meine guten Freunde? Das werden wir gleich herausfinden. Doch davor machen wir jetzt einen kleinen Cut und dann sehen wir uns gleich wieder im nächsten Kapitel. Und dann hoffentlich herausfinden, wen unser guter Maxi und Abakasi hier hier angesprochen haben. Dann bis gleich. So, meine werten Freunde, damit sind wir auch schon wieder da. Wir müssen uns ja leider nur vom Menü hier wieder treffen, um nun hier herauszufinden, wer der mysteriöse nächste Mann ist, den wir uns holen. Denn leider habe ich irgendwie schon auf die Mission gedrückt. Deswegen starten wir nun hier in den nächsten Akt des Makase-Stil und des Slapstick Museum. The section for the Fantasy Sensor Lighthearted Warning. Und nun geht es so langsam darum, dass wir unseren Diebstahl in die Tat umsetzen. Die Calling Card, genau. Wie ein richtiger Fan-Thief. Everyone knows that a true fan-thief should never steal anything without one. However, creating and planning a calling card properly is much more difficult than most think. Thus, the owner of the object to be stolen must have the card brought to their attention, and they must also be certain that it comes from a real phantom thief. The penmanship of the calling card must also be impeccable, and the card itself should also be written with a poetic flair. You can't exactly send it by post, and you can't just stroll up and hand it over in person either. According to one well-known phantom thief, the calling card is the single most important part of the haste. That one piece of paper contains a phantom thief's very essence. That's why I've been trying to come up with a calling card of my own, but I realized there's a little problem. Well, a rather big one actually. Oh, sounds serious, what is it? I'm not actually a phantom thief. And you're just realizing this now, huh? That's a very, very big problem. That's like going to build a rocket ship thinking it runs on charcoal. Still, if I'm going to be one now, I'm going to need a calling card and a name. Something tells me Makase Shirotokisada alone just isn't going to cut it. Especially since I can imagine I'm all that well known outside of Japan. What about going to the opposite route then? Maybe you could use a name that is widely known outside of Japan. Hey, yeah, that could work. What about something like... I've come to steal the round tables, haha, King Arthur. Oh, hey, do that. Yeah, goddamn hilarious. All that aside, won't warning them that we plan to steal the Holy Grail only make it harder for us to do so? No, their security is already very tight, so that won't be a problem. If anything, playing this calling card alongside the other plan will only help to draw attention from our movements. Oh, I just had an idea. One very famous name we could use that won't bother anyone. Oh, what is it? Charles Henry Sanson? Den kennt keiner. Is something there again? What is it in my breast pocket? A card? Is something wrong, sir? Take a look at this. Let's see, a calling card. I shall be coming I shall be coming by for your museum's Holy Grail. Moriarty. Natürlich, der Schmetterling. Das ist wohl was Kleines, super. Yours truly, James Moriarty, the Napoleon of crime. No way. And you've listed date and time of the haste. I certainly never thought anyone claiming to be James Moriarty would try to steal the Holy Grail. Get more guards in there now. I want double security around the clock. Yes, sir. Right away. Or could it be the servant from the other day? Or maybe another one. Then again, it could be someone else altogether. Either way, this should be very interesting. I only hope I'll be able to add something valuable to my collection. Ist aber auch so ein richtiger Trophäenjäger. Where do you get off using my name without permission? Disidentified theft, damn it. Surely you, of all people, aren't going to complain about a little thing like that, are you? Well, at least make sure you don't screw this up. I have a reputation to maintain after all. Don't worry, we won't. As much as I appreciate the effort, Master, coming from a goody two-shoes like you, I'm afraid I find that somewhat then less reassuring. I got a calling card to the creator, like you ask. Excellent. Then it's time to begin our plan in earnest. You're up first, Jinky. Got it. Acting never been one of my strong suits, but I'm pretty good at keeping cool under pressure. Good luck. Thanks, Master. Alright, here goes nothing. Ich frag mich, wieso wir kämpfen müssen. Keine Ahnung. Can I help you? Hi there, my name is Lindsay. I have the dagger Jinky used during his attempt on Xiangti's life. Wait right here, please. Do you know her from somewhere? I've been to this museum once before. We may have passed each other on then. Do you have the dagger in your possession now? Yep, this is it. Well now. Oh, I wouldn't touch it, the blade, if I were you. I don't think there would still be any poison left in it, but you can't be too careful. Tell me, how did you come into his possession? If it really is over 2000 years old, then it should be corroded beyond identification. And while it's suddenly rusty, it's still in fairly good condition for its supposed age. It's been in my family for generations. I have a letter from someone who knows its history. It explains what happened. I see. And who is this person? My grandfather. His health has been declining lately, and his English isn't great, so he asked me to come here on our family's behalf. May I see the letter? Of course. Und wieso müssen wir jetzt kämpfen? Hä? Hä? Leute, die Kämpfe werden immer mehr random. Kann mir einer erklären, wieso ich jetzt in Sekundes nach mir kämpfen muss? Ist es so wie in seinen Geist einzutauchen oder was, Mann? Ich verstehe gar nichts. Ist mir jetzt auch wurscht. Wir schlachten alles ab, was uns in den Weg kommt. Komm. It's not counterfeit. Increase the Star Generator. Gut, das ist jetzt nicht so sinnvoll. Increase the Critical Strength. Das ist jetzt auch nicht so richtig sinnvoll. Oh mein Gott, Mann, ich glaube, wir werden hier echt hart sterben, liebe Leute. Warte mal, der ganz einfach runter hinter ist. Wie soll ich bitte an ihm vorbeikommen? Wenn jetzt hat er das schon hit, ich kann nicht mit seiner MP ausweichen. Ja gut, er ist nur Level 18, deswegen ist der Damage so gering. Trotzdem nicht gut, Leute. Oh! Oh! Das ist nett. Du bist eindeutig ein King-Enemy. Ich seh das dir eindeutig an. Okay, haben wir auch nicht. Ja gut, dann. Dank für den Crit. Was? Hat sie gerade 96.000 Schaden gemacht? Holy moly, nicht schlecht. Also, Dinke, dann mach bitte das, was du am besten machen kannst. Nämlich wahllos killen hier, komm. Und ich hoffe, das hat jetzt einfach mal hier gereicht, um ihn hier zu überzeugen. Mit unserer mentalen und gegenwärtigen Stärke irgendwie oder so ähnlich haben wir das hier geschafft. Ja. So oder so ähnlich. So. Oh, okay. Das war's. Ich würde sagen, ja, machen wir das noch hier hoffentlich schnell zu Ende. So, what is it you want? Well, I was hoping to lend it to the museum just for a while. I see. Und das hat jetzt einfach geklappt. Ja, top. I'm back. Phew, that was exhausting. Welcome back. So, how did it go? Not great. I'd say he was at best hoping I was telling the truth, but he was very, very suspicious. Excellent. Excellent? Honestly, he was questioning everything so closely I thought we were done for. What matters is that a part of him wanted to believe you. The line between doubt and beliefs is paper thin, you see? A single well-placed wedge and you can flip around it completely. I'd like you to start trying to make an appointment to see the curator every day. He doesn't even have to agree to meet with you. But when you see him, don't show any interest in it or to the Holy Grail whatsoever. Just pretend it doesn't even exist. Alright, you're up next, Voyager Master. Hope I can do this. Me too. I'm so nervous, my teeth are shattering. Being a boy appraiser sounds tough. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Today all you have to do is speak passionately about things you already care deeply about. I do my best. Likewise. Also, ich und mein Boy Voyager, wer ist mein kleiner Bruder? Eigentlich passt er doch mein großer Bruder. So, ja, gehen jetzt hier rein und werden dann hoffentlich mal schnell aufräumen. Gut, liebe Leute, machen wir jetzt hier einen kleinen Cut und beim nächsten Mal geht es dann weiter mit Fake und Dollar. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen, bis zum nächsten Mal.